Good morning, students. Today's topic, full wave rectifier circuit. The main objective of this topic is what is full wave rectifier circuits, what are the calculation of the full wave rectifier circuits. After completion of this lecture, the student will be able to understand the full wave rectifier circuit. Now we will start the full wave rectifier circuit. It conducts during both positive and negative half cycles of the input AC supply. In half wave rectifier circuit, only positive cycle they will be conduct the diode. In negative half cycle, the conduct is the diode will be switched off. In order to rectify the both the half cycle of the input AC circuit, the two diodes are used in this circuit. The diodes are feed a common load resistors is connected with the help of center tap transformer of the AC voltage. It is applied through a suitable power transformer with a proper turns ratio. This is the circuit diagram is below shown. The two diodes are used. This is a AC supply input. This is a primary transformer and secondary winding transformer, and the load resistor is connected through a common load resistor through a power supply. And the operation of the full wave rectifier circuit, consider the positive half cycle of the AC input voltage in which terminal A is positive and terminal B is negative with respect to A. The diode D1 will be forward biased and hence it will be conducted, while the diode D2 will be reverse biased and it will act as an open circuit and it will not conduct. This is shown in figure below. This is the current is flowing through the upper half of the secondary winding, while the lower half of the secondary winding of the transformer carries no current. Since diode D2 is reverse biased, it acts as an open circuit. In the next half cycle of the AC voltage, the polarities are reverse and terminal A is becomes now negative with respect to the terminal B, that is positive. The diode D2 is conducts being forward biased, while D1 diode is does not being, this is connected in reverse bias condition. This is shown in figure. The diode D1 is become open circuit. The diode D2 will be conducted, that is short circuit. The diode D2 is supplies the load current. The load current IL is equal to ID2. Now the lower half of the secondary winding carries the current, but the upper half of this current will be does not conduct. Hence we get rectified output across the load. The load current is sum of the individual diode currents flowing through the half of the cycles. It is also noted that the two diodes do not conduct simultaneously but it alternate half cycles. The individual diode currents and the load current are shown in figure B. The full wave rectifier circuit is essentially consists of half wave rectifier circuit working independently of each other but feeding one common load. The output of the load current will still pulsating DC and not pure DC. Then the maximum load current of the full wave rectifier circuit Vs is equal to Vm sin omega t. In this, Vs is nothing but instantaneous AC voltage across each half of the secondary, and Vm is nothing but maximum value of AC input voltage across each half of secondary winding. RL is nothing but load resistance RS is nothing but winding resistance of each half of the secondary. RF is a forward resistance of the diode. Then omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Then the maximum current is calculated by using Kirchhoff law is I equal to V by R, Im equal to Vm by the total resistance in this full wave rectifier circuit, Rf plus Rs plus RL. Now the calculations of the full wave rectifier circuit's average DC load current. Consider one cycle. The load current IL is total one cycle is nothing but positive half cycle and negative half cycle, that is nothing but 0 to 2 pi. The average value of this DC value of the load current is nothing but IL equal to Im sin omega t. The conditions are 0 to pi, but pi to 2 pi the current IL is again positive while sin omega t term is negative during the pi to 2 pi. Then it is the region pi to 2 pi is nothing but a positive IL can be represented as negative Im sin omega t. Then the average of the DC current is equal 1 by 2 pi integration 0 to pi 1 cycle IL d omega t. Then integrate this Im sin omega t plus negative half cycle means negative direction is a minus Im sin omega t. Im is a constant term in both the, then we can common to the Im by 2 pi. Integration of sin omega t is nothing but cos omega t. The intervals are 0 to pi. Once again sin omega t is nothing but minus cos omega t. The integrations are pi to 2 pi. Substitute the values cos pi plus cos 0, cos 2 pi minus cos pi. The cos pi value is minus 1, cos 0 value is 1, cos 2 pi is nothing but 1, again cos pi is nothing but minus 1. After calculation of these values, the average DC load current is 2 Im by pi for full wave rectifier circuit. In half wave rectifier circuit, the average DC load current value is Im by pi. Next, average DC load voltage. The average DC load voltage is nothing but VDC equal to Ohm's law, V equal to IR, IDC into RL. Already we calculated IDC value, substitute here 2 Im by pi into RL, but Im is nothing but Vm by Rf plus Rs plus RL. Substitute in this equation in place of Im, substitute the Vm by Rf plus Rs plus RL. But second winding resistance value very much less than the load resistance value. Then neglect this total term. Then VDC equal to 2 Vm by pi. Next, we can calculate the RMS load current, IRMS. IRMS equal to under root of 1 by 2 pi integration of 0 to 2 pi IL square d omega t. Then IRMS equal to 2 by 2 pi integration of 0 to pi is IL of d omega t is nothing but Im sin omega t. This Im is constant, Im is common, 2 cancel, is Im is indicated outside, 1 by pi is 1 sin omega t whole square formula is 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Then integrate this one, omega t 1 by 2 in d omega t is nothing but omega t minus cos 2 omega t by 2 is nothing but sin 2 omega t by 2. Substitute the integration values. The final RMS load current value is Im by root 2. Next, DC power output PDC. The power is nothing but voltage into current. But voltage equal to current into resistance. IDC into IDC, IDC square into RL. Already IDC values you know, 2Im by pi whole square into RL. In place of Im, substitute the Vm by Rs plus Rf plus RL. Next, the AC power input. The AC power input is the formula PAC equal to IRMS whole square into Rf plus Rs plus RL. Substitute the IRMS value Im by root 2 whole square. In place of Im, write down the Vm by Rf plus Rs plus RL. Finally, you can get the power input, AC power input. Next, rectifier efficiency of the full wave rectifier circuit. The efficiency formula is PDC output by PAC input. You know the PDC output formula, 4 by pi square Im square RL by PAC input is nothing but Im square by 2 into Rf plus Rs plus RL. Substitute this equation and calculate. Finally, the efficiency of the full wave rectifier circuit is 81.2%. Is full wave rectifier circuit efficiency is double the half wave rectifier circuit efficiency. Next one is the ripple factor. Ripple factor formula under root of IRMS by IDC whole square minus Y. You know the IRMS value, IDC value. Substitute in this ripple factor. The final we can get the ripple factor in this full wave rectifier is 0.48. Next, calculate the load current. Load current is nothing but the Fourier series for the load current is obtained by taking the sum of the series of the individual rectifier circuits. The two diodes is conducted in alternating half cycles. There is a phase difference of the pi radians between these two diode currents. The two diode currents is nothing but ID1 and ID2. ID1 is equal to ID2 which is replaced by omega t plus pi. ID1 equal to, first write down the Im into 1 by pi plus 1 by 2 sin omega t minus 2 by 3 pi into cos 2 omega t, like that. And ID2 is nothing but Im into 1 by pi plus 1 by 2 sin omega t plus pi. In place of omega t, write down the omega t plus pi. Then finally calculate the total load current IL equal to ID1 plus ID2. Next, peak inverse voltage. What is the peak inverse voltage? When the diode is reverse biased, then full resistance of the secondary voltage gets impressed across it. The drop across conducting the diode is assumed to be 0. Thus, the peak value of the inverse voltage to which diode gets subjected its voltage across both the parts of the transformer is secondary, that is shown in the figure. Then peak inverse voltage of the diode is nothing but maximum voltage is 2 VSM, that is pi VDC in this full wave rectifier circuit. IDC value is 0. Then peak inverse voltage of the diode is considered in a diode drop considered in 0.7 volts. Then peak inverse of the diode is 2 VSM minus 0.7. The next one is the transformer utilization factor. The transformer utilization factor is calculated. The secondary current flows through the each half separately in every half cycle, while the primary of the transformer carries current continuously. Hence, the transformer utilization factor is calculated by the primary and secondary winding separately, and then the average transformer utilization factor is determined. The formula for the transformer utilization factor is DC power to the load by AC power rating of the secondary. DC power of the load is nothing but IDC square into RL, power formula. Then AC power rating of the secondary means VRMS into IRMS. Substitute these values in this equation. Finally, you can get the transformer utilization factor value 0.812. Then voltage regulation. The voltage regulation is formula is V no load minus VDC full load by VDC full load. VDC no load means we are not applying any load to the full wave rectifier circuit to Vm by pi. We are applying some load to the full wave rectifier circuit to Im by pi into RL. Substitute these values into percentage of the regulation, voltage regulation. We will get the finally percentage regulation is Rf plus Rs by RL into 100. But neglecting the winding resistance, this is compared to the Rs, this is very small, then percentage regulation voltage equal to Rf by RL into 100. Finally, the comparison table of the rectifier circuits in three rectifier circuits, half wave and full wave and bridge rectifier circuits. The first comparison is in half wave rectifier circuit only one diode is used, and full wave rectifier circuit two diodes are used. In bridge rectifier circuit four diodes are used. The number of parameters in half wave rectifier circuit, number of diodes are 1, full wave rectifier circuits are 2, bridge rectifier is 4. Average DC current of the IDC in half wave is Im by pi, full wave is 2 Im by pi. This is a double of the half wave rectifier circuit. The similarly bridge rectifier is similar of full wave rectifier circuit 2 Im by pi. Average DC voltage half wave rectifier circuit is Vm by pi, full wave is 2 Vm by pi, bridge rectifier is 2 Vm by pi. The next one is the RMS current of the half wave is Im by 2, full wave is Im by root 2, in bridge rectifier is Im by root 2. The next parameter, the DC power output in half wave rectifier circuit, Im square RL by pi square. Next, full wave is 4 by pi square into Im square RL. Similarly, bridge rectifier 4 by pi square into Im square RL. The next parameter, AC power input PAC in half wave rectifier circuit, Im square by 4 into RL plus Rs plus Rf. In full wave, Im square by 2 into Rf plus Rs plus RL. In bridge rectifier circuit, Im square by 2 into 2Rf plus Rs plus RL. The maximum rectifier efficiency in half wave rectifier circuit is 40.6%, in full wave is 81.2, in bridge rectifier is 81.2%. Ripple factor of the half wave rectifier is 1.21, full wave is 0.482, in bridge rectifier is same as full wave rectifier circuit 0.482. The maximum load current of the half wave rectifier circuit is Im equal to Vm by Rf plus Rs plus RL, same as full wave rectifier circuit Vm by Rs plus RL plus Rf. In bridge rectifier Vm by Rs plus 2Rf plus RL. Why? Because here two forward resistances, two conditions. Then peak inverse rating of the diode is in half wave is Vm, then full wave is maximum peak inverse voltage is 2 Vm, and bridge rectifier is Vm. Thank you, students.